Hi, my name is Jen Burton, and I am a Superstar Director with Scentsy. And today I just wanted to share with you a really quick version of my Scentsy story. My story kind of started a little bit before I signed up for Scentsy. I signed up in January of 2007, so I've been a consultant for a little over 8 years. But about a year and a half before I signed up with Scentsy, or before I even heard about Scentsy, I had some serious health issues. And after one night at the emergency room, I was given they gave me a diagnosis, but the prognosis was not good at all with it, and it was very traumatizing to say the least. But that night we went home, and at the time I was working at a salon doing nails, and I did that 3 days a week, and my kids went to a daycare, and they hated going to the babysitters. But this night, after the emergency room, my kids were all in bed with us, and my daughter asked, she says, "Are you going to go back to work?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to go back to work." I said, "I you won't be going to the babysitters anymore. I'm just going to be at home." And at the time, I felt pretty confident saying that because I honestly didn't think I would ever be able to work again. And so after about a really big surgery and a lot of things over the next year, it ended up that it was a misdiagnosis. And so I was gradually able to work again, and I just worked at home because at that point I just started doing some nails at home because even though the diagnosis had changed, I had still made a promise to my kids, and it was still really important for me and for our family that I be at home with them. And so I started doing nails at home, and after about a year of doing them at home, I just started to feel really restless and like I wanted to do something different, like I wanted to learn something new. And I kind of thought about, well, maybe I'll go back to school and find something, but then again, I didn't want to go to school and then have to have a boss and have to leave and be gone. And so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So, like I said, about a year later, I went and got my hair done by my hairstylist, and she had just signed up to sell Scentsy, and I didn't know what it was. And so she was explaining it to me. I loved the thought of the scented candles without the flame because I loved to burn scented candles, but my kids would get into it, and we were getting this black soot all over the walls. And I'm thinking, okay, that wick and that wax went somewhere, so obviously we're breathing it. And so as she was telling me about it, even though I hadn't even seen the product, she didn't have any there, I had a feeling that it was something that I was going to really like. And as I went home and thought about it some more, I thought, I know I'm going to like it. And so I bet my family and friends are going to like it too. And so they might as well buy it for me. And then it kind of gives me something new to do. And so that kind of appealed to me. And so I signed up and was so excited when I got my product kit and opened it up and saw it, and I loved it. And so because I loved it, it was easy for me to share it with others. And as I talked to others, and I did a launch party, and my launch party ended up doing really, really well. I set a goal that I wanted to sell $1,000 at my launch party, and I worked so hard to hit that goal. I didn't meet it that same night of my party, and so I kept it open for a few days, and I made calls and introduced people to the product and ended up hitting that goal, and that felt amazing too. I think it's the first time I'd really set a goal, a definite goal, and went for it. And so that felt amazing. But as I shared the products, people would ask me if I wanted to do parties. They would ask if they could join up to sell. And so it's been an amazing experience building my Scentsy business. And at the first convention I went to, they announced the incentive trip that year was to Cancun. And my husband and I had never gone anywhere, just the two of us. Whenever we had extra money, we would, take the kids to Disneyland or do something like that. And we'd even only done that a couple times. And so when I heard that announced, I thought, I am willing to work my guts out to earn that trip. And I did. I worked so hard and worked for every point I could get. And I'll never forget the feeling of earning that first incentive trip and going on that incentive trip and just the whole experience, just we just really fell in love with Scentsy as a company on that trip, meeting the owners and getting to be friends with them and friends with all these other consultants. It was just incredible, and I that's something I'll never forget. And since then, we've done a lot of traveling, and it's just been an amazing experience. And I love that through it all, I was able to keep that original promise that I made to my kids. And they've grown up with Scentsy, and it's been a great thing for them to um, learn the value of work and working hard and setting goals. And it's been amazing for them as well as for us. And I've loved the confidence that I've gotten because of my business, the confidence and the friendships, just getting out, meeting people. It's just been amazing, and it's been fun too, building a team and helping others to get their businesses going and to see them love it and to see them earn incentive trips and things like that. And so, um, let's see, that's just, I mean, it's been an 8.5 year journey, and it's still going, and it's still exciting. I still love it, but that's a very short, condensed version of my story. And so, I invite you that if you're thinking about joining, that it's worth it to give it a try. It's been amazing for me and for many others. And so, whatever your reason, for joining might be, for me, it was to learn something new, to get out. But then I also wanted to earn a few extra $100 a month to be able to help pay for my kids' braces. That was the first, kind of goal that I had for the financial part. And so, I was able to exceed that every month, and it just went up and up from there. And it feels amazing now to know that I can financially support my family now if I had to. And there's a lot of security that comes from that. It's very empowering. It feels good to have options. And so, whatever your goal might be, I invite you to join Scentsy and to give it a try.